the Steve matchup.
Sorry, Alex.
Alex, yeah.
Oh, my bad, y'all.
So, now we talked a little bit about this together, Nerf, and this is perhaps the best player against Steve in the continental U.S.
Not inaccurate, actually. Yeah, Lima has been a Steve slayer, the bane of many as a good Steve in their own right. But, I mean, Lima against Syrup, as we mentioned, they probably have played many a time before. Don't know the exact set record, but this set before us could make or break the entire outcome of the bracket.
Already trying to go ahead and get that forward air, but great use of the bats within right there. Still caught in the blender, though. Tons of damage on Lima. Syrup trying for something big, but instead, Lima finally has an opportunity to respond. The problem is that the damage differential between these two is insane. Look at the damage that Lima is able to toss out. 24% before Syrup gets out. Meanwhile, I mean, all Syrup needs is one more interaction to claim the stock.
Right, and one of those interactions could be very volatile considering they most of them like begin with minecart, and that is just a different kind of beast that you've got to deal with. So getting the pivot grab, going to be able to send Lima back off stage, building the wall, getting a little bit more of those resources, and Lima just trying to kind of mix up the movement options and saying, okay, I can get around this block, but I have to empty hop a couple times to get around the wall so that you're not expecting me to go in at that exact moment. It's just a lot of like 4D chess playing sometimes dealing with Steve.
And you talked a little bit about the record between these two. It does look as though Lima has won the last two matches from the Coin Box Last Chance qualifier, and then also Collision 3-0. So Lima, a little bit of a recent success, but right now Syrup is looking like he's forgotten about past defeats, as instead trying to build a house that he can go ahead and be proud of right here.
I mean, maybe third time is the charm for Syrup as we enter our third set between these two. Lima losing the first stock, and Syrup starting to create a gentle lead for himself to build off of. We get more damage, but it's really not that much. I was hoping to see maybe a stronger edge guard once you get Lima off stage. Lima, on the other hand, is definitely not going for any weak edge guards here. We're getting a lot of damage off the gun.
Great use of the early Elytra, too, right there from Syrup. It just felt like using that in the magnifier and basically allowing yourself to get a different angle. It's harder to Lima to cover.
Wow, immaculate DI, and no rage on Bayonetta, which means you can't really rely on some of those reset opportunities to just kind of instantly delete Syrup. He's still staying alive, and now Steve with rage. Like, I mean, I said a different kind of beast about the minecart, but God, now you add the rage into it. Jeez.
223,
please
by
kill
the way.
him. He killed himself. Okay,
yeah, okay, yeah. Syrup obliged. You didn't specify, Nerf.
Yeah,
that's your fault.
He died, so that's what matters.
All right, trying to get a dash attack, but not going to work on that ledge hang for Alex. Instead, gets stuck in the corner, trying a little bit of mining, building these walls, just making some kind of defensive tool to force Lima in. And look at that. The minute that you apply that pressure and Lima obliges, Syrup had the defensive option available.
She's a full 2-to-1 stock lead, and now untouched on the second stock. Syrup getting a lot of damage to start off. Now we have another interaction with the diamond tools. These are even more dangerous for Lima to get swept up into.
Does lose the axe right there, it looked like, so trying to go ahead and get a build going. But yeah, Lima's been doing that all night against the Steves. Just standing on a block, using a forward smash, and then having that cancel lag. He canceled the build and tossed out the sword.
That was brilliant.
With one hand I build, Nerf. With the other I destroy.
Exactly. You can do both. That could be your angel or your devil. And it feels like Syrup is both in an instant because Lima, getting a little bit too greedy, runs up. But guess what? You have the range with Bayonetta forward smash that you can poke through the wall. But not when you. But it's not safe when you run up on the wall,
definitely
being extended off of by the forward smash, and you know those diamond tools are going to hit different.
Definitely missed space in that situation. Lima had the correct idea, but Syrup just a little bit better when it comes to the reaction in that position.
And it was a great bait. As you mentioned, the canceling of the mining was all the more important so that Syrup could get Lima to kind of blink first in that situation. Sticking with the Alex for a good reason now. I didn't see what the stage counter pick is, but it's going to have to be important. It's Battlefield, so good Bayonetta stage. We'll have to see how this goes.
Yep, using those triplats to extend the combos and do a ton more damage. And this is also the spot where I feel like Lima can have more success. We saw later in that match where basically Syrup was building not with dirt, but with wood and iron and stone. In this spot when we've got dirt, there are so many more options Lima has to knock down these walls. But this is what you don't want to see. You do not want to see Steve get these up air strings and start off with a lead where Syrup can just start to play a little bit more defensively in the corner. You don't feel the pressure to run in instead.
Right, and Syrup recognizing where there's opportunities to extend combos even further than you might expect, getting up tilt after up tilt. Now we set up the ledge here, the anvil sitting menacingly on that block, meaning Lima cannot go low for fear of it dropping on his head. Has to go for a higher recovery. The TNT creating more pressure here on the ledge. You can see that he's just sitting center stage, going to be able to mine more, forcing Lima to go to the top platform.
We already have a diamond in this spot too. Gold tools right now with a diamond on deck. Now an up B string, but the SDI from Syrup, like that is, it's so impressive here. Lima hasn't really been able to get these stocks ending early off the top, but it's talking about stocks ending early right there. Syrup very nearly cleaned that one up.
Yeah, and it's not over yet because this edge guard could lead to be something really good. Running through the block wall into an immediate grab, down throw. I mean, we're finding so much here. Oh,
send them!
Right down.
What can Lima do in that spot?
Right back down to hell you go, and it feels like Lima is just unable to find any sort of lead to speak of against Syrup.
Doesn't have the tools right there. Those the gold ones have that low durability. So now Syrup perhaps in a bit of an awkward position. Has to go ahead and win neutral. You have to earn the opportunity to build right here, and Lima not looking to give up a dang thing.
True, and going low with these pressure opportunities. I mean, still, minecart after minecart, and Syrup is unperturbed, going to be able to go for a higher Elytra and get back almost before Lima, but not fast enough.
Trying to go in and destroy that cracking table, but instead Syrup responds aggressively with a couple of boxing blows down from the Angel platform. Does get the forward air into a reset. Double hit, triple hit right there as well. Now what can Lima make out of this edge trap? Neutral layer into the back air. No, great high recovery by Syrup.
Work 3 times as hard, get half the results. And it feels like sometimes Bayonetta works so hard, but you know, she doesn't really get anything except pennies.
I have been there before, man.
I definitely have been
had a couple jobs
too.
there for sure.
We all know it's okay. And Syrup just going to try to get run Lima for whatever he has in his pockets.
He does get the combo string yet again, trying to get the reset on the top platform and getting that back air too. And we talked about perhaps Lima wasn't able to get any kind of a lead, but look at this all of a sudden. Syrup on the last stock, Lima was looking very clean all of a sudden. They're winning neutral 2 or 3 times in a row.
Ooh, what is this? This air dodge, where are we going? And Lima said, you're going to the blast zone. I designed it so.
Look at this string with the double up air. What the heck was that?
Oh my God, that was Lima. Yet again, this is the second time in 2 sets that we've seen him watch you kind of put yourself in a bad position and be like, great, thanks, and win.
I've never seen a player push advantage so hard. Like, that's the thing. Lima's combos are so stylish, and it's not just style, though. It's substantive.
Yeah, it's very substantive, and it feels like anytime Lima sees the green light to go for something really aggressive, you had the stock lead there, you could have thrown away the stock, had it come to that, but it's almost necessary against Steve because you've seen how far he's willing to go out there and still is not able to pick up the stock sometimes. He's going out there 3, 4 times in a row, and Syrup still able to get past and let Lima waste the resources and get back for free.
Talking about resources right here now. No opportunity to build on Syrup's side. Using that air dodge and getting caught. Up throw right there, but the anvil bails out of disadvantage a little bit. Lima wise to back off in that spot, not trying to be super greedy.
Get the ABK to start you off, meaning we're going to get these side-to-side combos that can be very dangerous here.
Do it again.
Speaking of which, we do get a dangerous combo, but going underneath the stage, and Lima is able to get back, and yeah, you can see Syrup is simply not.
Syrup actually got the spike, tried for a double, and it's Lima just like, okay, you want to play underneath the platform? I got something to show you, my friend.
Like that's the resources put on full display. We still have plenty in the tank to get Lima back to stage safely, going underneath Town and City in its entirety.
That combo nerf. Oh my God, the tech chase after the spike time and time again. How do you get out of that? That's not disadvantage state, that's disadvantage nation.
Yeah, that is definitely, it feels like you are now being oppressed by the government of Steve.
Yeah, this is an anarchist right here. This man knows no order, no rules.
True, he follows no god, no man.
Only Steve.
Only, no kings. Only Steve. Oh, wait.
That is an odd option right there. Looked like Lima
We're good.
slid off the stage just a little bit, watching Syrup right there. Bursting through that door, though. Great parry from Syrup to not give Lima any opportunity to respond aggressively right there. Trying to go ahead and get some resources. Not Minecrafting out of the corner right there either. It feels as though, yeah, just waiting, like no building, no minecarts, no nothing. Just waiting for Lima to hit a button.
Exactly.
Syrup,
There's
very
the button.
good bit of patience.
Yeah, there's the button. We're going to get a grab off it. Look at all this damage. 66% and counting. A good down air gut punch to kind of get Syrup off him. And now we get a big punish with the... No, we don't. We actually don't. I'm just kidding. We thought we had it.
I thought that was an easy layup right there, but ever so slightly off, and you know Syrup was hard to eyeing out. Good recognition.
Yeah. Okay, now letting it rip raw. Just gonna have to be careful here because that's the kind of risk that will get punished hard by Steve. You cannot make those kinds of mistakes frequently against this character, but we are still doing okay enough to take the stock.
Down to the last stock right there, and the platform assisted combo.
Assist! Hey, the alley-oops said, come back here. Let me help you out real quick.
Yeah, that was Lima's problem right there. Lima tried for the assist right there by himself. Need a little bit of a platform.
Gee, why do I need to build my own platform?
No double.
It's
oh
just
no, the
over.
block.
The block, it was enough to body block Lima, and he ended up kind of extending off of it, being an extra hit stun because he's hitting it with up air.
And it might have like made a bit of a mistake right there in that spot as well. It slows down Bayo so much that it can mess with the recoveries when you're trying to time that appropriately. So a bit of an errant, I don't even want to call it a miscue right there. It was just a brilliant placement of that block by Syrup to allow Syrup to have what looked like a solid game from Lima, completely reversed.
Yeah, and I feel like that is just going to be the motto of this set. It feels like that is exactly how each of these games has kind of been going. Like one character or one player will get a quick advantage over the other, and then instantly you get Steved or you get Bayonetta. And we've seen both of these characters do terrors in this game and others, but now duking it out here in Game 4, Lima has to bring it to a Game 5 to survive in winners.
I mean, one good turn deserves another right there. It feels like these two players are just using their characers to abuse the heck out of each other.
This is just karma. This is for Smash 4.
Oh,
this
no.
is what you did.
It's one top tier, the next one.
Exactly.
All right, so now trying to go ahead and get something going here with these rapid up tilts. It feels as though Bats Within completely incapable of any allowances for...
Still alive.
I can't believe that.
Okay, yeah, no, an incredible recovery from Lima, using every single trick in the book to stay alive, but then doesn't tech on the side of the stage and has got to be careful here because you've got the TNT with the pressure plate right in front. You have to go on the platform, but you've got to avoid as soon as you have this advantage that you can get out of the TNT's range, and you're doing all right. You get off the top, and that's going to be an early stock. Now Lima takes the first stock. All of that work that Syrup had done, all for naught.
You were saying.
Just kidding.
All it takes is one up tilt, one like frame 3. I think it is up tilt. Yeah. That hitbox is absolute nonsense right there, and we're kind of seeing that it does everything. It does neutral, it does damage, and boy, does it lead to kills. Speaking of kills. Waiting for it right there.
Waiting for it right there. We are exactly. I mean, we're kind of waiting with bated breath, waiting, just seeing. Things could turn into a stock in an instant. So keep your eyes peeled, folks, because I mean, literally anything could happen at any given moment. Right now, Lima just getting past the blocks, has something here. No tomahawk grab. We are getting a little bit of empty pressure. Syrup just kind of letting it slide off the shield, getting around the heel slide as well. Not worried about that at all because guess what? Minecraft is strong.
That it is. Out rolling through, actually getting blocked by the block. Does manage to get the Witch Time activation, but good tech away. Syrup trying to make sure that not getting caught in that position on the plat.
Okay, looking good. Just going to wait for something here. And yep, minecart away. Just jumps away. Kind of like throws it out. It is a little bit of a use of iron. We've got plenty in the tank to use. Yep, a hard outright edge guard. Like, look at this. Lima not letting up off the gas either. Gonna keep going, take some more damage for what it's worth.
And then we just drop that anvil immediately. That's one of those where if I'm Syrup, I'm worried about my resources. We only have one minecart left. Speak of the devil, using it right there and does get the spike, but I think Bayo can recover from that one easily.
He can, but then guess what? He just had enough to get an anvil right out the gate as well. This is looking pretty tough, but that's a whiff grab, and unfortunately we don't see a conversion from Lima. We get a combo starter, and even then the back air is not enough at center stage-ish.
Bayo does have a bit of that Sheik syndrome, unable to get those kills early, and we're kind of seeing the problem right here. Ooh, that actually worked. The slide off of the platform, that's really sick.
Yeah, like the platform edge cancel, and hitting Lima as well with that little pop-up. That was just what Syrup needed, but unfortunately he does lose the stock shortly afterward. Doesn't really matter at the end of the day. Lima still setting up for a potential 2-stock as we get more and more damage on the board. No way you die here. No. There's no way.
Drops the anvil, but again, Lima ready and waiting for that one. Gets the grab, forward throw, off stage, awkward angle as well. Tons more resources and a bit more iron as well. So set up in that anvil, but can't make too much out of it. That anvil on the block setup, it feels as though Syrup needs the moment to actually stand on the block to make it so that it's actually a threat to drop. It hasn't had that opportunity yet. Instead, just the tried and true forward smash, easy stock, sets the wall up, and says, I dare you to come play with me over here.
And so far, none of these tricks have really worked on Lima twice. Like you can see the Elytra on the platform this time, Lima falling through with a safer option, getting out of that range. So starting to pick up on the signs. We're seeing some anti-Steve tech as well. Very smart stuff. Forces out an air dodge. Now we get a combo starter. We just have to reset on the platform. Has to go back to square one.
Just trying to get one blow here is Syrup, but Lima is playing so defensively, so well at dodging every single strike.
Yes, the turnaround jab. I was wondering if we were going to see forward throw or something like a pivot grab, but it's the turnaround jab. It's not going to be enough at that range, but that's an untechable spike, and it doesn't even matter if Lima gets back. You are dead.
And look at the yawn right there. Absolutely no pressure from Lima, not sweating one bit, just another day in the life.
But again, I think this is also a product of what we were talking about earlier. Lima has been finishing sets so quickly that he's been sitting, waiting for sets for so long, so I'm sure he's feeling kind of tired. He's feeling like he's got to keep the energy up. So far in his game plan, he is doing so. We just need to see if in Game 5, Syrup is able to make the counter adaptations, or if this momentum is exactly what Lima needs to close out and move on to winner side grands.
It feels really as though Lima is just doing such a good job on the mental aspect of this. The reads really have been going Lima's way. It feels like in the mental game plan, like Syrup is kind of flailing a little bit in these aggressive spots. Whenever Syrup has this really, really huge deficit, Lima is jumping back. Syrup is jumping in, trying to swing with back here, trying to get these early stocks instead of just playing solid neutral. I want to see a return to basics here, and we know Syrup can do it.
That's well said, Scabs. I feel like we do need to see a little bit of that. Syrup has the potential to do something here. We have like undisputed damage and a good combo to boot to start off our Game 5. Here on Town and City, we're getting the kind of like letting Lima go in with the heel slide underneath the block. Maybe that's the bait. And right into the TNT as well. Lima getting carte blanche by everything Syrup is throwing out on the table.
And a 0 to death is one heck of a way to start a Game 5, Nerf.
Yes.
That is, I mean, that's a message right there. That is, I am brought my A game. What do you got?
Yeah, and now Lima gonna have to do something else here. We do get a little bit of damage. A combo starter forces the air dodge. Good frame trap from Lima now.
A little bit of damage.
This could be exactly what we need. It's turning into quite a lot of damage, but how quickly things can turn around for both Bayonetta and for Steve.
That jab forward, that's a thing?
We're not going to talk about that. I don't think that's real, but I mean, we're just going to let it rock because Syrup finding weird things that are working. We find the trump, but no back air. Nothing else here. We're going to get it here on like center stage area.
And look at this. Lima is getting baited by Syrup, dropping that crafting table immediately. It's like happened like 2 or 3 times where Syrup's like, oh, I'm just going to use my invuln to build a tool. Nah, joke's on you. I'm using my invuln to swing.
Yeah, pretty much. And I think like Syrup is actually starting to like pick shots at his own wall to like force Lima to go in for some very linear options, but he doesn't need to let Lima come to him. He's perfectly happy getting the approach and finding the stock soon afterwards. Is this the Syrup sweep in Game 5, Scabs?
It's starting to look like it, getting the bats within to break out of the combo, but still, this is a tall order for Lima to bring this one all the way back, starting it off the combo off the top. Can we continue? No. That lag at the end of it makes it so difficult once you expend all of those resources to continue the pressure.
And remember, everybody, that Lima is 2-0 in sets over Syrup. We still have the pressure to come out, but we're not going to get an early kill here off the top of Town and City. We still have to go reset back to neutral.
Adding that block at the edge as well, just giving another opportunity. And this time, it's Lima that's aggressive with the dab kick, that downward angle.
Oh!
Not going to work out, and the anvil very nearly claiming the stock. No pick needed. Syrup swinging with a defensive tool. Has the blocks. It's a regrab. No, another anvil. What are these tricks from Syrup?
I mean, I had to wonder what the tricks are from Lima as well, because the edge cancels and like the waiting and the regrabs have been risky, but he's still getting off scot-free. And at 95%, one poor mistimed mistake could be the end of the set for him. And Syrup is out for blood right now, looking for some of these big options.
He's got the double diamond tools, but Lima's
tough.
neutral remains phenomenal.
Ooh.
But look at the DI. Syrup got it in reversal on that
No
spot
way.
into the Trump back air, and that'll easily do it. The diamond back air claims the game. Game 5, and what a response from Syrup. It really did feel like Lima had that match locked down.
Yeah, and then he didn't. And the respectable
Then he
handshake
did.
afterwards, I mean, gotta pay respect, because that is a now 1-2 set record. Syrup, again, finding the third time truly is the charm, both online and offline. And now, especially here on offline, is starting to pay dividends with this Steve play. It was no Ness whatsoever in that set. It was all Steve.
I mean, he might have been the best Ness, but at this point, it is a lockdown, drag-out, phenomenal Steve that we are